Hello and welcome to the channel Gaming Like a Noob. I'm the noob and I call myself Xenso. And as the billboard tells you, do subscribe. Now, today's episode, which is number 4, it might be number 4 and it might be the very first time you heard the number 4, but this is the third time that I record this, or the third time that I do this episode, one should say. First one got interrupted, so I had to stop recording and start from scratch again. And when I was done with that interruption, I thought I was recording myself doing this episode, and when I was done with the entire episode, did thank everybody and all of that jazz, I went out to end the recording and I noticed that I hadn't even started recording. So this is the third try. Let's hope that I get everything right this time, and let's hope I can make it good. Because I was actually quite pleased with my last episode, and so on and so forth. But whatever, my voice is a bit scratchy. I'm sorry about that. I'm gonna do my very best to make it possible for you to hear me okay. But let's just dive into this episode. What am I going to do in today's episode though? Well, first of all, I was thinking that we reached 2,800 people, which it doesn't give us a busy town, it gives us the boom town. And in the boom town we get buses, trams, taxi, tours, post office, walking tours, ferries, and so forth. We get ore industry. We don't want to start with that already. We have our farm to reach level 5 before we get into any other industries. Now, this is just a lot of roads that are coming, and that's the sort of heating. We can heat stuff now. We have cemetery, and we have elder care and child care and all that beautiful jazz, and taxis and stuff, as I said. So what we're going to start with is actually, I want to place some post office first of all. So we're going to be placing a post office. I think I want one here because that's where I placed it when I recorded this, and that seems to be working well. And of course we want it up here as well. We want one in this area, not this area, where we have our industry and our commercial zones. They're all happy. And then we want it out here, or in here. Should we have it out in about there, or should we just place it here in the middle, opposite the school? Let's place it there. So we have built post office so that the people will get their mail delivered. Now we want cemetery because we don't want people to lay dead everywhere. So let's place this down here. One cemetery coming up right down here, and I actually want one down here as well. We're going to do something else about this later on and take them away, but that's in a later episode and I don't want to give that away. So let's just place that one as well. That's it. Now we have cemetery as well, and we have post office. So I guess we're done with those things. Let's just press on the post office. No, we can't do that. Do we have some mail order thingamajig here? No, I don't see any. Where is that mail? No, that's tourism. Yeah, post office. Most of them are cleaned up, so taken away. So yeah, that's good enough. Let's see. and they're gonna pick up the dead people. So I think we are done with those things then. Post office, done. Cemetery, done. Let's get this center here built up, shall we? Now, first of all, what I want to do is actually paint this into concrete. No, not, sorry, that's not the first thing I want to do. The first thing is want to check that one, and I want to get a grip on this one, and I want to straighten out that road. Now I want to paint concrete, and let's choose a bigger pencil at the start, and then we sort of fix the edges with a small one, with a single. Let's go down to single now. Let's see here, because we don't want to take away the pedestrian road on the other side. This little sucker here, we don't want any cracks in that one, so let's just try to fix this as beautiful as possible. Now you can see we did get some problems there. I could fix that, good. It doesn't show up. Okay, good. Let's see what we can get here. I know that there is some place, and that's okay because I want to fill in that one as well. This little triangle here, I want to fill that in. Like this. That's where I want a new, and I want that little crack instead of that big thingamajig that we get there. So, like that. We'll have to be satisfied with a little crack there in the pavement. So let's just continue to paint this, fill this entire area with concrete before we place any of the buildings that are going to go here. Now this is going to be the little village center, so really what I would love to have here would be some city hall kind of thing, but there are no small city hall buildings. They're all huge, so I can't use it in this one. I mean, it would have been cool to have some sort of state building to be placing in here, but yeah, we'll have to do with what we've got, and then what we've got is commercial. So commercial buildings, we do have offices, of course. We could have placed something like this in here, but do we really want that? No, I don't want it. I want, and we could have placed this and called it a community house, and call it the place where the officials, the village officials are being placed. But no, I don't want that either. I want something. If I want things like that, I want it real, so to speak. So let's start with a pub, because the man needs to drink, and let's place a beauty salon right next to it, because the women need to get themselves beautiful. Then we continue down here. Let's see what we can find to place here. I mean, I can't remember everything that I placed, but I'm gonna pretty much place the things that I did place, which I can find and place, and hopefully that will be, we can get it anywhere close to the beautiful thing that I did manage to get before. Our little bank could actually be good, but nah. Let's not place a bank. We could place a bank there, should we? Yeah, let's place a bank right there. We want a bank in this little village as well. A pizzeria, we want that straight across the bank, of course, because we want to get our money and go straight out to buy pizza. Good tasting pizza. Let's have some good tasting pizza, lads. This is a general store, it's not a good looking store, is it? No. No real, and it costs a lot as well, so I don't want that one. We don't want a guitar factory. I don't know why a factory should be here, but okay. A Starbucks could be a good idea to have someplace here for the people that really goes up in the morning and needs to go to work and they want to get themselves some coffee before, but so let's not keep it. Let's keep that as a last solution, or something that we can squeeze in later on. I want an Harley Davidson shop right here, and let's continue. This is a sort of a shop that I want as well. Let's place it there for now. This one, no. Not the thing that a barbecue shop is not. Pancakes? I want pancakes. Please give me some pancakes, sir. I haven't had a real pancakes for years. That was a lie. It wasn't very long ago since I had pancakes. My mother makes the best tasting pancakes there is, so yeah. And then we want some liquor. We want to get drunk. People say you shouldn't get drunk. Well, I want to get drunk anyway. So that's what I'm going to do. So, now that we have all of those, I don't remember the last thing that I had actually. Yeah, it was a Burger King. Should I have a Burger King, or should I have that Starbucks? We do have a pizzeria. That is some fast food that they only have pancakes. But we also have a liquor store and a little business here, a little shop. We got a pub as well. Now we're gonna do a Starbucks. But now, first of all, before we place down a Starbucks, I'm gonna rearrange a lot of these things so that it looks okay for me. So first of all, this beauty salon that has a lip out here on the front of the building. I don't know why, but it goes out into the road, which I don't like. It's okay with the lip for all the other reasons, but not for the reason that it covers up the road, to be honest. So I'm gonna sort of squeeze it back a bit like that. Just wanted to sort of cover up the pavement, but not the stones. Not the stones that goes here along the road. So like that. And then I want, of course, this pub. I want there is three, we can't see it now, but there are 3 garbage disposals. There's or garbage cans, or whatever you want to call them. And I want them to be, and I want to line it up a bit like that. Can I get it? Yeah, I think that's good enough. So now they're wall to wall with the beauty salon, so that the women can go in there, make themselves beautiful for their husbands. And then we want to move the Doc's Diner a bit into that, to get closer to that. Closer? We don't want that to be in the middle of the park, so let's try and place it so that line, the parking line, this one, actually ends up where that light post is, so that they can drive into the parking spaces without any problems. Like that. And then I want to move this one a fairly bit closer to the diner, like this. I think that's okay. And then we can move this pizzeria all the way back here, like that. And then we can move the liquor store even a bit down here, want it to be somewhere around there. And then we can take this pancake thingamajig and place it next to the liquor store, so when you walk into the liquor store and get yourself some good liquors and place yourself in the car, like that one there, he couldn't wait for it to open up. Is that a little DeLorean? I think that's a DeLorean. I travelled back in time, or forward in time, I don't know. He's a time traveller anyway, and he's going to the liquor store because he couldn't handle himself. After that, he can always go into the pancake store and have some real munchies. I know people talk about the munchies when they get high from grass. I haven't tried any of that, but I have been drunk a couple of times when I was young, so I do know about that. So yeah, and I do get hungry when especially when it sort of starts to wear off, when you start to not be drunk anymore. That's when you start off getting very hungry and thirsty and everything. So when I did go out a lot, I did actually always end up, when I came home, I was drinking milk or water in abundance. I always did drink a lot of water or milk when I came home after a night out being drunk. And I must say that I pretty much, all the time that I was drunk, it was a couple of times I must say, and all those times I think I was hangover. I think I was 2 or 3 times that I felt sick. I was hangover as I felt sick. Other than that, I mean, I always had the anxiety, but I do have a problem with anxiety and depression, so that sort of wasn't a hangover thing. But I mean, puking and stuff like that, no, never felt any discomfort. I could always work and do stuff the day after without any bigger problems. And it's not to say that I can handle the booze, it's just that I think it was because I did live outside of the city so I had to walk quite a bit to get home because I was too cheap, and as I always went home alone, I didn't want to pay for a taxi, so I always walked home. And when I got home, so I get in, as you can understand, I did get the pump going and everything, so I did get rid of a lot of alcohol that way from the blood. And then when I got home, I drank a lot of water or milk, so to speak, and that always kept me, well, not always, but for 95-99% of the time, I was never really drunk, never really having a bad day after I've been drunk. So yeah, it's a little tip. It's free. I give it to you for free. Drink a lot when you have been drinking a lot. There we have the Starbucks. Well, that's Sherlock's coffee. I thought that was a Starbucks, but maybe that is. I'm not a coffee drinker, because I think that I recognize that little sign. Like, let's do like this then, and let's move in. No, it's Sherlock coffee. I thought it was a Starbucks. I've always thought it was a Starbucks. It's Sherlock's coffee. Do anybody know, is that a real thing, or is that something that the creator has come up with here? Kind of cool, actually. I like it. All the little young detectives or wannabe detectives can go in there and have a cup of coffee and talk about the latest news in the newspaper, and try to find out what they can do in that local newspaper to get it to solve the crimes that has been going on in the little village. So we have made our city center, our little village center here now. I think this looks okay, but I still want to fill out with something here. And what I had in mind, which I did in the not saved episode, is something like this. Let's see. Planter. I need to get a better understanding on the real name, because I want to be more specific when I type here, and I want this one. Curb planter curbed, so it's not, and I want this one curbed, so maybe it's a curbed planter would be a good thing. Can I just curb? Yeah, that would solve it. That would solve the problem. So, and I already decided which I want, but I want this one to start off. And we're going to be placing it somewhere in the middle here, and I want it sort of to be lined up with this one. So it sort of goes like that, yes. And then I place this down here, and I press it too, and you can see it does not line up. So I have to do that with my eyes, and then I want sort of that kind of distance in between them. Let's see if we can get it fairly close to each other. Then I'm done like that for now, and then I want this one, and I want to take those two and copy it, and then I'm gonna try and see, yeah, it handles the angle a lot better when you have more than one. So I want to place this one here. There we go. And in the middle of all that, I want this, all this. Let's see if this is larger or smaller. I think it's the same actually, same size. But I think this is less round, this is more round. So let's go with this because it's better looking. Let's see, can we really center this? I don't know. I don't think I can eyeball center this, so let's just hope that we get it center like that. It has to be good enough. And of course we can't just have planters, we need to have some palm trees in this thing. So let's go into the landscaping and disaster, and we go to trees, and we take the big trees, and we have straight palm trees in the corners. Let's see, we want to find the corners like that, and we want this in that corner. We don't want it center because we want to have a lot of room for the one in the middle, but we don't want it outside either. So in the middle we have this 3 palm tree creation, and we place it. Let's see if we can't find somewhat of a center like that. Always hate doing that. I really could use with something that would help me to place the things like that. I think that looks okay. Now if I wanted to, I might have been able to actually do a pathway in there. Should we just try and see what it would look like to make a pathway in there? Let's do that. Let's go use this one, and we can't get it to be, should we? We're gonna take that away though, and we can't have grid either. We can have angle and road length. And let's see, let's start here. Just want us to be able to see if I can get them to walk around here. Let's go one down and smack it in there. We'll just have to see if we can move these with move it. Do that. end up together? I guess not. Which is a shame. So we have to take them away again. Oh, they did. They did end up together. Oh, it is a round. And it seems to be... No, that's probably the palm tree, sorry. Let's see if we can't do this then. We're going to move it. And we take away all except knots and segments. And if we do like this, they look like they are coming together. They are, aren't they? They really are. So, let's try... Okay. Let's see if we can't move all of these into each other like this. To make it even smaller than it is. Because I want them to be able to walk around in there. Like that. I'm going to place that a little bit further out. Then we see... Still looks okay to me. So what we want to do now, we can't go out here, there's no room to go in between there. We could have a path through this, but then they have to walk around these trashy places here with a lot of trash. We can't have them walk here. We can have here, but then they will walk where the car drives in here. We don't want that. We could actually be trying to make it go underneath here and into that one. That would be pretty cool because they would walk just in front of the store. And it would create a lot of people walking through that store, I guess. Let's try that out and see what we get. Well, then I want it to go like this. Let's start here. Go straight through that and then go out. Let's need some anarchy. And can we connect it there? Guess we can. So let's do that. Now, we can't see where the entire thing is going. So to see where it's going, because we can find out that if it's sort of crashed into things and it didn't change the structure of those things, which I'm pretty happy about. That's still a very nice square thingamajig. But maybe we could get a knot in here so that we could have a straight one here and then sort of turn this one instead, like they are going some crazy pathway there. I think I want that actually. So let's see if we can create a node in that. We can. Do we want it there? I think we want it there. I want it there anyway. Like that. And then we go out. Now we can go into this one again. And we can move this node to be somewhere along there. And we can straighten this one out because we want this to be a straight road then. So that they just walk in between, right in front of this one. And maybe I want another, because this is not going to be very pretty, because I want that one to be kind of straight to keep that round about in there to be kind of good. I think that will do. I don't know why this lamp didn't follow along with this road here, or this pathway here. Well, it's not my problem. Well, it is my problem, but look at this. They go into the car there and they drive away. Good, good, good. Now, maybe we should just do like this so that we can see that everything sort of lines up there. Yes, it looks okay for me. Now I want, of course, a road from this place to go out here and go down and go out. Not a road, sorry, a pathway, of course. Of course, a pathway, not a road, you silly tweed. So out there, we need a straight one now, because I want to go straight out here, and then straight out here, and then straight down here. I don't want the road length to mess with me either now, so let's go there. Now we have a little pathway. Will be interesting to see if anybody's going to walk on it. I don't know that yet, but it feels good that the possibility is there to do it. Let's go in like this, and we shorten this little place here so that they don't walk upon each other, and we sort of place that one there, and that one should be okay. Like that, yes. Now let's go in here again, because I think I want something like this here, so that you can walk along that one, and then a tree or some bushes. I don't know really what I want in that one, but let's see what we can find. Should we try the tulips? I mean, these are too, yeah, those are way too big to be in that one. This one could actually be in it. Let's try this out then. A red on each side, and then a white in the middle here. Do I have anything? Cosmos or a red rose, a rose pink. That's too big. Cosmos is that's the same thing, as the same size as those two. So let's place one in there and place one in between there, like that. And I'm done with that as well. Now you can walk in there if you want to. I think that's pretty nice. Now we have some businesses up and running there, though it doesn't look good since there's all red in every single part. So they need people to work there, so we're going to pause this, so hopefully the business doesn't go out of business before we get people here. And what I'm going to do is actually try to find a place to, I think I'm going to use this place, and we're going to be starting by doing this, by placing this as a straight road here. Yeah, like that. And then I found, when I did this before, I went down and I did find a good sort of old looking house that I thought would be good enough. I think it was this one. Yes, it was this one. But that's not the first one. That's not the first one. This is the first one, and I place it down here. Then I want this one. Now they don't want to go together like they should, so I'm gonna have to use move it to get them to go together like they should. That's not the right one, that's the one I want, and then I want to end up with that one, yes. Now at least they should all be straight here now. So let's, no, I have only nodes now, so let's go with just buildings now. Like this, and remove this on this line here. Oh, that's what snapping is on. Let's see what we can do with that. That's not good. I wish they could just snap at one direction so that I could freely move it from left to right here, but still have it snap to the road. That would be great, actually. That would have been cool. But yeah, I guess I'm gonna have to be taking away the snapping, and I'm gonna have to do this freehand. Well, this is actually good because it doesn't, this green line here doesn't go over the edges, so I can see the edge, which is perfectly good for me, because I just want it to look as if it's not too close and not too far away from each other. I don't want any crackings in walls, and I don't want them to be anywhere else than right next to each other. Like that. Oh, I can zoom in a bit more. I would never be satisfied. I could do that all day and it would never be ended up like I wanted to. So unfortunately, I'm just going to be satisfied with that. It's at least it's as good as I can get it. Oh, let's see. Oh, I think it's a bit. Should I be satisfied with that? I think I'm going to be satisfied with that. And it's the last one here to go into this one. The building is not finished just yet. I'm going to be doing a little more to it. Like that. Yeah, no. There is a crack between those two buildings here. And now it's a bit further. Oh, it's jumping a bit like that. Well, that's good enough. Has to be good enough. I can't stand doing it otherwise. So now I'm gonna actually be taking all these 4. No, I didn't get the last one. All 4 of those, and I'm gonna copy them, and I'm gonna turn them around so that they'll be back to back, and I will place this one. I know. It's not the easiest thing to get this straight. I could use a lot of angles to really try and find the angles. Well, I'm gonna place it there. Now we have this building. I like it. I think it's fitting for this little village part of the city. There can be moving in quite a lot of people here, and it's a rental place and stuff, so on and so forth. What I'm going to do now is, because I want this to be sort of straight to the house, I'm going to create a knot here actually. Just try and find a good place for a knot, and I'm going to be creating it right here, like that, and then I'm going to be using the move it to try and find this node right here, and I'm going to move this to get a straight road here. I think that's good enough for me. I'm going to be creating more roads here, so it's going to be, you can see here there's no road connection for those, so I'm going to be taking this one and trying to go straight out here, like that, and then perhaps maybe in the middle of that, and then straight down there. So now we have a road going around this house here. That's why I wanted this to be straight here and stuff like that. Might not look perfect, but it's good enough for me. And there's a little things left to be doing. We want to paint so that we get pavement all the way into the house, like this. Now that's going to move in a lot of people here, of course. I think there's 25 in each section, not 25 people though, but 25 households, so it's going to get a couple of persons to move in here, that's for sure. So let's get this done here. We got the, I think we are close to the end of the episode, so don't worry. We are not going to keep it up much longer. Now that's painted, I want to actually paint inside these houses as well. And like this, yes, that's good. Like that. And like this. I want to be doing something inside these, but before I do that, there are something I want to do in this area here. First of all, I want people to be able to walk from every housings and stuff like that all the way to these shops here without having to problems with it. So what I'm going to do is actually, we're going to start with the park thingamajig, and we're going to be placing one here and one there, and of course a little pathway between them. Now I don't like the look of this actually, so what I'm going to do is going to try and find out approximately the middle of this. I think there somewhere, and I'll create a knob there, a node, and then I'm going to be taking segments, and I'm going to try and get this sort of straight here, like that, and this one sort of straight there, and have this bent in the middle. I think that looks a lot better. It's cuter and suits me a lot better when I look at it. It's sort of, it doesn't play tricks with my brain in the same way, except for that thing. Oh my god, did I get that sort of crap? I hate it when I get that. You can see the blue bottom down there. Can I move this in order to? No. Can I move this then? No. Yes, I could. Yes. No. There. We got it there. We got rid of the blue screen behind that one. Phew! Thank you. I hate when those kind of things happen. Now, I don't want any road crossing on this extremely important road, even though it's only going 30. I don't want them to be able to cross this. So I have one solution here, which is of course this underground. And this is sort of an elevator. Well, I don't think that they take an elevator going down, but let's place one here and one on the opposite side of the road. And then we go into landscaping and disaster to get ourselves a path, pavement path, and we go down so that we can see this. We go -12 here, that snaps to this building here, and we snaps to this one. Now they can get across the road without going on the road, they go underneath the road. So it's sort of a tunnel, but you don't have this, you don't have to have these long build-ups with the tunnel for it to look okay, because it's sort of, these are instead of the tunnel start, so to speak. So that's okay for me. Now people can walk all the way from that side all the way over here and get into this place anyway, but they can't get over here. So what I want, and I don't want them to be able to cross like here. Let's turn these off. At least for now, I want to find out exactly how I want to create this before I open up crossways for people to walk. I want parking spaces, and I don't want to create those that I've created on the other places, because I want this one. They fit into these places quite good. I want them to be quite close to the Harley Davidson, like that, and I want two on this side here, going all the way there. And we have one other one right next to that one, like that. Do we stay within? Oh, we don't. That one does get outside. Now that's one. We have a little playroom there, so let's see if we can't sort of do this and play a little with it. We can get it inside the road anyway. And also it's on the pavement still, but maybe we can close the gap between the parking spaces like this. Yeah, that's okay. That looks good for me. I think that looks good enough. I can see that that's on the pavement, but I don't care. I really don't care. What happens if I paint here? Oh, I can fill that in nicely. That wasn't nice. So let's have it like that. And I can't do it on that side because we're going to get an ugly line in the pavement there then. But that ended up well. Now, you can't park here and not be able to get to all these things. So what I'm going to be doing here is actually use this node controller here and build a node right here, and you can see that that one creates, and you can see that with these two posts that are here that it's actually a crossing. So I can go in here and I can press shift and we get these, and then I want to make this white. Copy it so I can make it on the other ones as well. White. So now we have a crossing there. Good. I think that looks quite nice. And then we go over here. We want a crossing here as well, but do we want one in the middle here? I don't think so, to be honest. We can just as well have it down here. So I'm going to be going into this one again, and I'm going to go in here and I'm going to say you're allowed to cross here, but we're still not seeing any crossings, any road crossings, so there's no zebra lines here. So we have to go into this thing here, and this is just cosmetic. The real thing that made them able to walk across there was, of course, when we used this one and said that they're allowed to cross the road here. So yeah, do not get confused that these are actually giving some rules, because they are not. They're not making any rules to anything, to be honest. Now in this corner here, I don't want a crossing anywhere in the middle of here. I don't think I want one down here because it doesn't really fit into my view of things here, but I could use one here because we want to get from the bank to the pizzeria. As I said, we do like our pizzas. So we're going to be doing this again where we open up for them to walk there, and then we're going to be painting a walkway here, and of course I want this white. Like that. Now we have a walkway there, we have a walkway here, and we have a walkway there, and we need one on this road as well. We're not going to have one on that road. No crossings on that road because they have this crossing here. So no crossing there. So let's see. I know that I have a walkway here to go into there and everything. But I don't think I want one here, or I know that I don't want one here. I actually want it here. You can't have it here because that's the drive into the parking place and the drive into the liquor store, and I don't want people to walk across a road where people have just bought a lot of liquor gets out from. Now this is not very important that this one gets up at once, so we can let the traffic run. So what I was thinking is actually here, that you sort of pass, you come from this parking space here or this shop here, and you can go and get yourself some pancakes, international pancakes. Tasty. That's just tasty. So somewhere around here. Now, do we want it just in front of the entry to the pancakes, or do we want it center on the? Because I don't think I want this to be inside that lamppost. So I think I'm going to be actually trying to center in the house of the pancakes, so that the billboard on the wall sort of lines up with this one, like that. And then we of course need to paint these crossings, and we want them white, like that. Oh crap! No, don't, no, don't! Why do they destroy them? I should have built the housings before. I can see that now. So we'll just have to find them. Can I write pancakes? Nope. So I'm gonna have to find those buildings again. Well, thank you very, very much for that, Mr. City Skylines. I hope none of the other buildings end up going busted. It's a bit of a shame actually, but we can place this one without any problems there. And we have this one to line it up with later on, so, and then I want that other building. Where is that then? And what was the name of that building? Oh crap, I can't remember, but I think I'm gonna be able to see it when it shows up, if it shows up. Well, I didn't see it the first time, so let's see if we see it this second time then. We're going up again here. Let's see. Where is it? It's sort of bling bling. Here it is. The bling bling. I'm gonna place it down there, because if I place it too close to that pathway is going to disappear, and I don't want that. Now, of course, we want to line this up again. We can line it up with the walkway now, like that. And then I want to turn this one and get it into the corner, down to the corner or whatever, like that. Now that's done. Now what does it say? No workers at all. Well, haven't there moved in people in this one? Yeah, there's loads of people in this one, so it shouldn't be a problem to get workers. Especially uneducated people, should be quite easy to get into these housings. I mean, how many is living in M Square now? We have a population of 841. So, maybe, yeah, I don't really know what to say here now. Maybe speed it up and see if we need to build all of this again, or if it's going to fix itself before it all ends. Because maybe they need to move into this house, and now that it might just be reserved for the people coming. Maybe they need to come with their cars and get into the housing, and then they can get to work. I really don't know how the engine of the game is built up, but might be that it is something like that. So we're gonna have a huge amount of cars coming in to fill up this house. So and they might just be parking their cars on this little lot here. So maybe we should have more parking on this side of the road here, and yeah, then you can see there were people moving in there. Let's just wait this out, and hopefully none of those will get teared down. We will get people to move into them or start working at them. They are historical buildings. They really shouldn't be teared down, to be honest. So yeah. Anyway, what I was thinking here was that maybe we should have some parking connected to this house. So maybe I'll put one in this corner here. And there won't be any possibility to put there now. But, of course, since this is on the other side of the road, I want them to be able to cross the road. So I want it there. I know that they probably are capable of crossing the road, but I want to have it so we can see it as well. Like that, and like that. Paste. And paste. There we go. That looks good, but at the same time, I don't want them to be able to cross here at the corner. And it doesn't look like they can. So maybe, and I don't want them to be able to cross here actually. So let's not make them be able to cross here. And I don't want them to be able to cross here. So let's not make them able to cross there. Now yeah, that's fixed. And there's only not enough worker for this one here, which is a bit strange. There's not very many people that needs to work there. 5 people? Can't find 5 people to employ? That's weird. But anyway, all the others have gotten people, working people in them, so that's good. And we can see, maybe we could just plop in another brown house here. Let's see if it fits into it. Let's find it. A brown. Yeah, it sort of fits. Let's try it out like that, and we need to move it, of course, because we don't want it to be inside the other house. We just want it to be right next to it, like that, and we still have a little space in between that. That's good. That's good enough for me, actually. People are working here as well. No problemato anymore. And the farm has gotten to the next level. Well, what do you see? What do you see? And there isn't any workers. How can there's 0 out of 5 workers, but it's operating normally. 5 jobs available. That's weird. How does it look here? 5 out of 8 workers. 3, yeah. That seems fair. Oh, highly educated people are working here at Sherlock, so they can help them solve the crime. Anyway, I think this has been a fun episode to do, though it wasn't so fun that I wanted to do it 3 times as I did. Well, 3rd time is a charm, so let's hope I haven't forgot to put on the recording this time again. But anyway, thanks for staying this long and looking at the entire video. That's always something I'm very pleased of you doing. And I do hope that you like and subscribe and comment. And I'll see you in the next episode if you join me. Bye bye.